Shabbat Shalom, Steve.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wow. Thank
Yes,
you.
Mazel
Thank you.
tov.
Thank
That
you.
was good news.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mazel tov to me for what? What did I do?
Okay, we got 10 minutes. Is there anything we need to run through?
I hope so.
Steve, hi.
I hope so.
You're all very nervous because we got 10 minutes and then
Goodbye.
so before we start. Yes, thank you.
Whoa.
Just not nervous. I'll speak for myself.
You have
Hi,
no,
Josh.
Are you coming through the system?
You have no juice. Jonathan? Jonathan
I
has-
can. I can't hear it from over there.
No.
Well, yeah, not from where we're sitting.
What?
Oh, we're behind it? Okay. Okay.
What are we beginning with?
Bim bam.
Shalom Aleichem.
So, should we do the bim bam? He's
Sure.
got it here.
Yep.
Let's just do the first.
Bim bam, shalom aleichem.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Fine.
Yeah.
And then the bridge. Are we do?
Yeah, we've done it. This is just as it's written. It's the same as we did last time.
Okay. And then shalom aleichem in D minor, right? Okay, so let's just start the car. Shalom aleichem malachei hasharet. Okay, that's fine. Then we're going to Yedid Nefesh.
We haven't been doing that, have we?
Maybe not.
We've been skipping that.
Oh, we want to skip it? Okay. We're going to skip it.
Oh, no, we did. No, we did do that.
We
didn't
did it.
Yes, we did do that. Yeah.
We did it.
Now, Nigun breakup type 2. Let's
we
just.
did that. We figured that out.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you on. Well, I'll follow your lead on that. Let's go to the next one. Then Lechud Neranna. Let's start Shooter. What? Shooter Ladonai. That's our trumpet, our fanfare. Let's practice our fanfare. Page 13, Shooter Ladonai. Hi, Ruth and Marcia. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
So glad you could both be here in person. Let's try. Let's hear our fanfare. Just a second. We have to get David on board.
Sorry.
So, Shirul Adonai, right? So after his fanfare, that's when we come in. Can you even crank that up a little louder? Yeah. Okay, I'm confused. Are you going to try and play along with him then?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's do once more. We're going to begin. We're live. Ready? Okay. Shirul Okay, good. Mizmor David, page 21. Mizmor David. Oh, here's our single notes played loud with joystick vibrato. How do we begin this?
You just did a little sort of.
Yeah.
But is he going to do that then?
Oh. Yeah, he was doing that. Right. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Avul Adonai kevod shemo ishtachtavu Adonai. No.
Avul Adonai kevod shemo ishtachtavu Adonai.
Kodesh, good. Avul Adonai amayim otirim Adonai amayim ravim Kol Adonai bakroach Dai Kol Adonai tehazar Kol Adonai shover arazim Shaber Adonai et har-levanon yakidem kimo egen Good. I like that, David. I like that. Do that.
Okay.
Now, let me follow your lead so I don't make that same little mistake at the
Yeah,
beginning.
I'll sing that one. I think I was singing sort of the lead on that one.
I just sort of,
Last time?
let me, yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So that brings us to Lechado D, page 23. How come there's the Micha Mocha is out of place here. Page 15 is not a Micha Mocha there. You put the Micha Mocha, maybe.
15. No.
It's
Are you doing the new one you just sent out?
It's a little out of. It's out of. Okay, so just a
At
second
the
here.
end, right?
First,
Lechado D.
Well, not at the
so
end.
let's go to our Lechado D here first.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm correlating. Excuse me. The error might have been mine. The error might have been mine. I was looking at your pages and correlating that with the Siddur pages or something.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. His. Yeah. Upper left corner of the Siddur pages.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
How are we beginning Lechado D then?
We start with that.
I was singing I, or are we singing the words?
I think we can sing the words. Yeah.
Josh, excuse me. Are we? We're not live yet, are we?
I think we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So actually, and at 6:00, I guess we need to go ahead and begin.
Yeah.
In just a second here, then. Okay.
We can start when we start singing. People will start coming in.
Okay. What am I doing the guitar solo thing on?
Oh, that was for Misha
beginning.
Bera.
Misha Berach.
Yeah.
See, he gave us all these new pages, and I'm.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's where you want to go.
Yes. Do I do the intro there? There was one that I did more of a Spanish thing.
Yeah, that was the one we just did, wasn't it? But I think.
Which one did I do?
Is that the
Spanish?
one that
There was
John-
one. There was a
John
section.
normally does,
Instrumental
right?
improv. That's in the middle there. Yeah, page 24. Okay. So I get... Yes. Okay. So just a second here. I'm going to go ahead and begin then.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We want to welcome you to services here this evening at Temple Torat Yisrael. I think that we may have people from all over the country watching us possibly this evening, in addition to those we have here, and in addition to those in our local Zoom and live stream community. So in case this is the first time that someone is tuning in, my name is Rabbi David Barnett, and I'm very honored to be here this evening, accompanied by our tremendous Friday Night Live group here. Starting over on stage left, we have Jonathan Finkel on piano. Bravo. And then we have David Wasser, who functions also as our High Holiday Chazan, on acoustic guitar and vocal. We have the angelic Angela Limbman with her beautiful harmonies immediately behind me here. And then next, first and foremost, I want to give a loud and good shout out and a word of a tremendous appreciation to Josh Ritz, who is coordinating the electronics for us here this evening. So we are going to begin our service here with the chanting of Bim Bam. We'll invite you to join in with us. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. That was nice to have your participation on that. Very, very special. And now we're going to continue with the chanting of Shalom Aleichem. And in your Sidurim, that will be found on page 5. So we will continue with that. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malchei Elyon. Mimelech, Malchei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Shalom Malchei Elyon Melech Malchei Hamlochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And now, having welcomed the Shabbat angels, angels are very, very important. They've accompanied so many people on so many important missions, starting with the patriarchs and continuing through our present day. And now we'll move ahead here to Yedid Nefesh, found in your Sidurim on page 10. Yedid Nefesh, Mevarach Haman, B'shor Avdecha, Eretzocha, Yarutz Avdecha, Kemo Hayar, Ishtitachaver, Enol Hadarecha, Min Ovet Zuf Lechol Time Adonai Ziva Olam Nafshi Cholat Avatecha Refana Allah Barot La Noam Zivacha Astit Chazek Retit Rapeh Haitalach Simchat Tzilai La 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 You know something? I have a wish that I want to share with all of you, and that is, I hope all of you will be having as much fun as enjoyment as we do. It's such an honor for me to share this bima with these very, very talented people of our own congregation, Temple Torat Yisrael, which is just tremendous and amazing. So we continue now on page 11 of your Sidurim. And there you should find Lechune Ranena. And we'll go ahead and do that with it.
Remember the lyrics on this.
No, I think this one is as written. This one, yeah. On the yes. Naria, Litsur Yishain, Adma Panav Betoda. Naria, Litsur Yishain, Bizmi Lerot Maria Lo, Lechun Niranena, Lechun Niranena, Adonai, Lechun Niranena, Lechun Niranena. And this will bring us on page 13 to Shiru Ladonai. And we are going to begin this with a royal fanfare by none other than Jonathan Finkel. Here's the fanfare before the fanfare. Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shir Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shir Adonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru B'yom, L'yom Yeshuato, Sapru V'gohi, Kevodo, Kefol Ha'ami, Midotav, Ki Bravo. And now we continue with Mizmor LeDavid, which is found on page 21. Page 21. We get Middle Eastern. שבר הרזים, משבר אדוני את ארנתו, קידם כמו עגל. This brings us now to Lechadodi, which is found on page 23 in your Sidurim. And with this, we begin. We're going to combine several different melodies here. And some of them will, at the end, be with the Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah melody. So you've heard some of this before. We'll go ahead here and begin. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Kishmiyanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shem u'l'tiferet v'l'tila Lechadodi likrat kala Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechunecha Ki makor abracha Verosh mikadem nesucha Sof ma'aseh v'ma'shavat chila Lechadodi likrat kala Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala Shabbat We'll start Boi v'Shalom. Boi v'Shalom, Ateret Balach, Gam Simcha, Zo'alach, Tochem Ne'am, לחדודים לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדודים לקראת כלה בני שבת At this time, please remain standing as we will continue with the Baruch Hu, which will be found on page 39. Page 39A. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. And please be seated. The first blessing after the Baruch Hu speaks of God's manifestation in the world around us, the natural world. During the daytime, if you come in here, it's quite spectacular in the synagogue. It's spectacular in the synagogue all the time. But the leaves, the trees don't have their leaves now. It's all barren. And just imagine in a couple of months, we're in February. We've been blessed with a very mild winter. I'm not going to complain. But I know the Northeast can get a lot of Northeasters. Although we'll have to see what March brings. Nonetheless, February, March, April, we will have leaves on the trees. And it's going to be verdant. How many of you especially love when the trees have the first buddings and the green is a different color than it is later on in the season? So it's very beautiful. Let's read on page 39A the first bracha after or before the Shema, the coming of evening light. Let's read that in unison together. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. And I'll continue with the concluding phrase on that where the arrow is. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai Tzvaot, Shemo, El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv HaRavim. Amen. We continue now on page 40 with Ahavat Olam. And again, let's do this in English at the moment, and then I'll come in with the concluding phrase also. With timeless love, you have loved your people, the house of Israel. You have taught us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws. Therefore, Adonai, our God, as we lie down and as we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot forever and ever. For they are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Do not ever withdraw your love from us. Baruch atah Adonai, who loves the people Israel. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ובתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Amen. And so that I can just have the continual flow. I'll ask Jonathan to come in with the D chord there, with Shema will, and we can have our instrument. Maybe David join us there too. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. And let's chant the Ve'ahavta together in Hebrew. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uvshokbecha uvkumecha ukshartam me'ot al yadecha v'hayu lo totafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvish'arecha. And we continue with the intermediate paragraphs of the Shema here, individually through page 42. And the concluding phrase on page 42, L'ma'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedushim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzaiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim להיות לכם לאלוהים ani Adonai Elohechem. Together, Adonai Elohechem emet emet. And we continue individually on page 43A or B. And we'll continue on page 39. Excuse me. Page 44. I got a little number confusion here. Page 44 with the Mi Chamocha. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Zeri anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, nora tehilot osef eleh. And we'll continue here with the Vishamru, and that is found on page 46 in your Sidurim. And I want to thank Jonathan Finkel for giving us a whole new copy of our liturgy here with colors, and it's really special. He put a lot of work in this. So a silent applause there for Jonathan. Yes. It's a lot of work on that. A lot of loves that he put into that. I'm going to invite David to start us on the Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael
et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני ובין ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And the Hasidic version of the Chatzi Kaddish. Well, he put that in here for us.
Okay.
Let's coordinate this with announcements here first. So this would be found on page 46, and he wrote it out. Do you want to lead it here?
Sure.
Okay. Shemei Rabba Amen Be'alma Tibrachirute Yamlich Malchute Chayechol Be'yomechol Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael Bakala Ubizman Kadir Ve'ir 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 Amen Yehesh Me Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Olam Me'amayah Le'olam Olam Me'amayah Yishtabach Yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithata V'yitaleh V'yitfala Shemei Dekudeshav Shemei Dekudeshav Brichu Eila Lo Birtata V'shirata Tushbekata V'nechemata Davira Ve'imeru Ve'imeru Amen. Yasher koach.
Woo! We didn't practice that. Can you tell? That did a great job.
It was practiced well for high holidays. We're going to invite everyone to rise now, little Jewish aerobics. I like to call it Jewish aerobics. And we have the Amidah found on page 47. That will be silent prayer between 47 and 52. So many of you may know that, remember that this month here, there was a very special holiday, Tu B'Shvat, which was the New Year for trees. And it seems sometimes, it was, as we were saying, it was a little mild in terms of our weather this time. So it was almost actually conceivable that you could actually plant trees this month. Often the ground is frozen and it's impossible. But in Israel, it's a little warmer. And except in certain places, the land rarely freezes. And so it's very possible to plant trees on Tu B'Shvat in Israel. But I'd like to take advantage of the feeling and the ambiance of that holiday to share a very special little story with you. Many of you have probably heard it all over, before, but there are maybe some who have not. And I think it's always good reminding us ourselves of the lesson in this story. It's attributed to, I think, a man named Honi, a young boy, rather impudent and a little arrogant, was watching an older man planting a tree. And he said, very impolitely, came up to him and said, "Old man, why are you even bothering to plant this tree? By the time this tree grows and bears fruit, you will long be gone, you'll be dead." That's a shocking, impudent thing to say to anyone of any generation at any time in history. Sometimes the little boy could get a whipping for such a thing in certain cultures, but that's not longer done here. But the older man was very wise, and he was patient, and he was loving. And he gave him a very beautiful answer. He said, "Young man, you see that tree over there that's about 100 feet tall, that during the summer has so much fruit? My grandfather planted that tree for me when I was even younger than you. And I've been blessed by God to be able to see this tree and watch it grow through the years. And in my later years, not only share the fruits of this tree with my own family, but with my children and grandchildren, and even, God willing, great-grandchildren coming up. And so I'm planting this little tree so that you in your generation will be able to enjoy the fruits from it." Now, I embellished the story just a little tiny bit, but that's the essence of it. You see, the Jewish tradition does make a distinguishing point, a difference. In Hebrew, we would call it a hevdel, a difference between two very important words. There are economic things, property, goods, money, including the real estate and the property of a tree itself on the land. That would be considered part of what is called a Yerusha. That is, there are things that are passed down, material goods, that people can have title to and enjoy the material possession thereof throughout their lifetimes. But there is even a corollary to that on a spiritual level. And for that, we call it the Morasha. The Morasha is the spiritual legacy that we hope to pass down. And that's what our mission and goal here is. To pass down the mantle of Jewish tradition, the flames of hope, the knowledge of the commandments, the respect for our liturgy and the love for our liturgy, the performance of good deeds by example and deed. That's what we want to pass down to our younger people. And they can learn that by imitating from us. And so as we do that on a regular basis, we are doubly blessed by those physical things that we can inherit and pass on, the Yerusha, but even more so, the spiritual blessings of the Morasha. May they be combined together in our hearts and our actions always. Shabbat Shalom. And at this time, I'd like to invite our group back up. It's so wonderful to see you so lovingly holding hands together. Sorry to disturb, but maybe we will sing Ose Shalom, and then we have a beautiful prayer here of healing that we would like to share with you that was composed by Lisa Levine. And so we would love to be able to share that with you. And I'm so glad to announce I see Michael and Sharon here, and your brother Alan has had a tough time, but I left a message for him today. And has been in touch with Lynn, and we're so glad that I think we can share publicly that that he's out of the hospital. He's still at home. No? Did we have a setback? Uh-oh. Okay, well, we won't go into more further details now. Maybe that's why I didn't reach him at home. I left a message on his cell. Uh-oh. Well, he's included in our Misha Berach list, and it also goes to show how quickly things can change. So at this time, we'll continue. We'll invite you to turn to Oseh Shalom and join with us. That's on page 52. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 And now we have a special composition setting for the Misha Berach here that was composed by Lisa Levine. The first time I heard it, I just fell in love with it, and I was so thrilled that Angela was very familiar with this. And so we'll begin this here. It's not directly in the Siddur on a particular page. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. The power of your healing, bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. bless us as well. And at this time, then, we'll continue with the Reader's Kaddish, Kaddish Shalem, page 54. יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ויומכון וחי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה וזמן קריב ואמרו אמן אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם מעולמא יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויזמח ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושכתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ועלמא ואמרו אמן אמן תתקבל סלותכם ודברת נכון לכל ישראל קדם אבון דבישמיא ואמרו אמן אמן יהי שטר רבן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן אמן עושה שלום ואמרו מה הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen, amen. We continue now on page 56 as we invite you to rise, please, for the Aleinu prayer, page 56. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו וגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו ככתוב בתורתו ודעת היום והשבות אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד על כן נקדרך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מעברה בצבארותיך לתקן עולם במלכות שדי ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר היה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. Please be seated. And at this time I would like to continue with our list of those whose Yortzeiten we commemorate on this Shabbat and during the coming week. Anna K. Abrams, Barry Adler, Charles Bachner, Pearl I. Ellman, Hannah Joy Field, And this is the mother of Alan Field and Michael Field. And as is the practice, what I do sometimes is allow if someone is here and they're commemorating a yortzeit, I invite you to it's sort of on an impromptu basis to share maybe a short thought or vignette or a memory about the person you're remembering. In this case, your mother, something that would be an honor to her and hopefully an inspiration to us. Michael, would you like to? Okay, if I may share that with those on live stream because they can't hear you. Michael shared with us that his mother, Hannah Joy Field, has been deceased already 39 years. And it's his prayer and the prayer of all of us really, but especially him and his family, that his mother's soul is looking down with love and protection for Michael's brother, Alan. They are, for those in the congregation know, those on live stream, they're twins. So there's a very, very special bond always between all siblings, but especially twins. And we'll continue here. Anything else you want to add about her life at the moment? Okay. I'm sure she was wonderful because you guys are. Nathan Fink, Sidney Glazer, Lillian Gold, Milton Kaufman, father of Marion Wolf. I saw Marion here. Yes. Would you like to share a thought about your father? Oh, very young. Wonderful. And just to recap, if I may, just a little briefly here for those on the live stream. So Marion shared with us that her father was a quiet man, and she was only 19 years old when they lost him. But they always have wonderful memories of being dressed up in nice clothes and driving around on Sundays for rides. And so that was very special. Thank you for sharing that. And then we have... Oh, my goodness. We have Genevieve Linfield, a sister-in-law of Susan Seidel. Susan's here. And then, of course, would you like to share anything about Genevieve? Wow. Let me recap what you said on that so I don't get confused or mixed up here. So Genevieve was the eldest sister of Susan's late husband. And there were 11 years in between many siblings. I think you said there were 3 daughters and then 3 sons. So that's a tremendous span of time. And she was the backbone of the family in many ways for the other siblings, a role model. Unfortunately, when she was younger, she had developed an impairment, a polio-like disease, and was paralyzed on one part of her body, but that didn't stop her from taking such a wonderful role of leadership and spiritual strength. So thank you for sharing that. And then in a minute we'll come to your mother-in-law. So Tilly Roth, and then Rose Rottenberg, grandmother of Marcia Slobin. This is unusual for us to have so many of the people that are regulars. But Marcia, would you like to share something about your grandmother Rose?
The only thing I want to say about Grandma Rose is that she was very strict, and if we didn't do anything right, we heard about it.
Okay. Okay, we're going to come back to you because I see your mother is on this too. So Rose was very strict, and that was the key thing you can remember. What?
She was my mom's mother.
Yes.
She used to come every Sunday
wonderful. Yes, yes. So to recap for those on live stream, this is the maternal grandmother that we are talking about for Marcia, her mother's mother. And they would drive every Sunday down from Everett, Massachusetts to Providence. There's an Everett, Washington as well, but this was Everett, Massachusetts. So that's very special. Thank you for sharing that. We'll come back to you in a moment. We have Florence Seidel, mother-in-law of Susan Seidel. So do you want to share something about Florence? Yes. Yes, and this was your husband's mother, is that correct? Yes. So Florence Seidel, Susan got to know her a little bit later there, where she already had some cognitive and functioning impairments, some mental impairments. Unfortunately, that could not. The medication for that wasn't developed yet. And that's why she shared with us that Genevieve, in so many ways, was so important in her family leadership. Thank you there for sharing that, Susan. And then Ada Slobin, mother of Marcia Slobin. She had a double whammy.
My mother was definitely a woman of value, and my dad never let my mother go out to work, and my dad worked 2 jobs, 16 hours a day when we were growing up. My mother would stay up until he got home at 12:30 a.m. She'd look out the window in my bedroom, waiting for him, and then the next morning she was up at 5:30, 6 o'clock to drive us. We were on double sessions when we went to school, and she would drive us to school. I would go in the morning. Then she would drive my brother for noontime. She'd pick me up at 2:30 and pick my brother up at 5:30. So she had several health issues. When I became her caretaker, I really learned a lot about my mother, and I miss her every day. I'll be honest with that. I mean, even though it's been a while, it seems like it's just yesterday. But I inherited a lot of my mother's qualities, and I'm very proud that she passed those on to me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Marcia. So for those on live stream, Marcia just showed a very eloquent and moving tribute to her mother. I'm just going to say a few highlights of that, not repeat all of the details, but if I heard you correctly, you said that she was a woman of value, but also, of course, I'm sure, as you said also, indeed, her actions showed that she was a woman of valor as well, which we embody in our tradition. Her husband, your father, loved her so much. It was a different time, a different era, and he did not want her to work in the workplace, so he took 2 jobs so that she could be at home, and she would wait up often till 12:30 at night, get up for him to come back, and then get up at 5:30 to do the carpooling. So she was ahead of her time with carpooling and chauffeuring. And then we have David Smoller, husband of Susan Smoller, who is with us here also.
David's been 10 years now. A lot of people may know him. He loved life. He was quite a character. He was an excellent father and an excellent husband. So, and many people here remember colorful David.
Thank you, Susan. So he's been gone, you said 10 years? 10 years, yes. And he was a wonderful father, very vivacious, very lively, and many people in the congregation here knew him and had the opportunity to get to know him and appreciate his very entertaining and lively company. And so that's special. And then we have Jacqueline Wolf, a mother of Mark Wolf. And Mark is here with us too. Do you want to say anything about your mom and... I'm sorry, what was on her lap? Okay, yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much. He shared with us that she would always come over. What day was it? Usually Sundays that she would come? On the weekends. On the weekends, Miriam would always cook very lovely there, and they always enjoyed her visiting, coming over, and she would sit down in the chairs and pet the dogs, and I'm sure the dogs enjoyed the grooming as well. So that's very special, and it was nice that she was there with you, and such a loving presence. And in Hebrew, there is an expression, Aharon Haviv. The last is the most beloved, and so we have Hilda and Zaslow. And so for those who are reciting Kaddish, it is found on page 58, and we'll invite you to rise. And we slow this down so that everyone can say it. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemiraba, ve'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפואר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמדקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה. דמירן ועלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום בברומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May God grant comfort to all of us who mourn, and may the memory of those for whom we mourn remain among us and with us as a loving, living, and inspiring benediction. And we can say, Amen. We are going to forego Adon Olam here because I know Elaine with our dinner is anxiously timed this out, and we ran a few minutes over from our due to our Yortzeit memories and things. So we will. I understand. So we will save Adon Olam for next time. I just want to point out this coming Sunday there's going to be a special celebration. Sunday, I believe, at 1 o'clock where there's a baby shower for Josh and his wife and family, and so I want to encourage everyone to come to that. And at this time, I'd like to call upon Andy here for maybe some concluding announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. I'm going to keep this very short because the time grows late. But I want to thank Rabbi David Barnett for leading us in services tonight. We have a great volunteer band, a great soprano, whatever she is. I don't know what the voice range is because I'm not that good. But she's everything, all the tones. Angela Libman, she did a great job today. And I like the way you centered right there. We had a great second guitarist, David Wasser. And, of course, a man directly from the blues, Jonathan Finkel. If you take that hat off, Jonathan, I'll never recognize you. And I like the way the organ sounded today. It's really great. So we thank everybody for helping us today for our Friday Night Live, because the band really makes it festive. And the Rabbi did a great job on the guitar as well. So he's coming. You're coming along, Rabbi. You're coming along.
Thank you.
I also, immediately following this, for those who are staying, we're having a Shabbat dinner, and there's a whole host of people that helped us put that together. And Elaine put it on a napkin so I won't forget who did it. We start off with, I want to thank the kitchen crew, Bob Zanowski, our resident baker, Linda Weissman. She was assisted by Susan Smaller. We have Judy Finkel and Sharon Field who set the tables. And we had a brand new newbie come today to join the kitchen crew, and it was very much appreciated. That's Joni Bookbinder. So that's it, Joni. We hope to see you again at more times to help cook. We can't forget that the whole thing was choreographed with Elaine Shapiro, and we can't forget our resident schlepper, Steve Shapiro. And today, Steve was training somebody, so I want to take our new trainee, Elaine Salinger, who just did a little bit today, and procuring some provisions. The only other thing I want to mention is we have a big fundraiser coming up on March 11th. If you haven't bought tickets, please, please, please buy tickets. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. We have a lot planned. The committee meets almost every week. We have sponsorships. If you want to do a sponsor, $250, $500. Give us more if you want. Please buy tickets. It's $50 a head. We're going to serve you a light dinner, a drink, and a comedy show that's going to last about an hour. We have 3 comedians coming. And then we have our live auction, a silent auction. We have lottery tree. There's a lot going on that night. So please, please, if you haven't thought about it, come tonight. Come March 11th. And with that, I'm told we have to go eat. Thank you.
Okay, and to simplify things, I'll do a quick motzi here, and then we'll be right in there to Elaine. So thank you for your patience.